Hello, everyone. Thanks so much for joining me here today as we get to talk about one of my favorite subjects, comic books. My name is Jose. I love comic books. I love talking about them. I love sharing them with you. Feel free to follow me on social media if you would like. Links are in the description below. I've also posted a link to the One Punch Man fan site that had plot synopsis and character bios for the book we're about to go through. So I'm covering, going back to covering, actually, I haven't covered One Punch Man in over a year. And I covered the first 7 volumes, and I do have a playlist. I decided to go back to it. So this is volume number 8. I absolutely adore this series. This series is such a, if you're an action junkie and you just love this kind of stuff, this is the book for you. I am heavily into One Punch Man. It is my favorite manga. My favorite manga all time is Akira. But so here we go. This is written by One. It is his pseudonym, and Yusuke Murata is the artist. Um, this is sort of how all the volumes starts with different, but I love it. This is King, one of the characters in there. So if you're not familiar, like I mentioned before, I have a playlist that collects the first 7 volumes. So here we go. I hope you enjoy the um I hope you enjoy this because it's really cool here. So here are the characters here. We got Chiranko out here running. We got Bang. We got King. We got Genos, and of course, um, uh, Sonic is how he's referred to, but he's got like a really long name. And then Saitama, who is of course the One Punch Man, but he doesn't go by that name in here. So, all right, and so here we go. This is the table of contents here. So we got 1, 2, 3 chapters and a bonus manga here. Part of this thing is because some of these chapters are really long. That what I like about these books is they're very affordable. So, all right, King is the first one, and so we got him walking down the street here with a hoodie up, and this is a trope of the book. Sometimes you'll just see they're very easy reads here. Him saying, "I want to quit being a hero," and then, "Oh man." And then with manga, you read from this, so you read from right to left. Okay, so you start over here, and then you come over here. So there's this Giyu, ha 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 ha, and then you read this. I love reptiles so much I became one. I am tongue stretcher. So there's a lot of silly names to it, but um, so there's this character here. Fools give birth to my brood, and then again from right to left here. What is that thing? Asked this guy. 5 men can't bring him down, and no women will escape me. Licky licky. So, like I said, this is a very simple, very it's not for the reading prowess. It is pretty cool, but this thing is an action. I mean, this is an action movie, an action series. So, all right. So, um, all the people are running away, and King is just kind of trying to mind his own business. So, and then of course, someone kind of hits him and his knocks off his hat, and then he's like, "You surprised me. what's this intense vibe as he just kind of looks down and then recognizes, look at that face. And then he's all scared and he just King is just staring at him like, you know, and um this guy could be tough. And all of a sudden the crowd recognizes, hey, that man is Earth's strongest man. It's King. So everybody has recognized him. Yeah, it's King. Wow, the King, the strongest hero. And then the villain here he's not gonna be anyone that is gonna come across again. So I thought I recognized you. You're the legend himself, he says. Beat up that gross dude, and everybody calls King, King, King. I love this. I absolutely love this. And people, can I get your autograph and stuff? So, as I mentioned, very simple. And please accept my most heartfelt apology for the disturbance I have caused as he bows down. And look, bow in big bold letters here. And so the monster's groveling, get him, King. He dissed you. You can't let him go. The monster's bowing and crying and shaking. King, King. And so all that kind of stuff. And so all the people are celebrating him, and he just stares. He's saying nothing, doing nothing. And so, and then here, how did this happen? King, how did you be, how come, I'm sorry, did you become, oh, sorry, did you come because you sensed a monster? The monster fainted. Wow, is that a psychic ability? King, presence overwhelming. And then King is like, sorry, I'm just out shopping. And people are like, look at King's face. He's angry. Open the way. And he's like, I'm not angry. And so, just people, just hero worship that you would see. And then they hear this rumble here, and what's that sound? And this guy's like, you don't know? That's the King engine. The King engine is a second of the is the sound of the world's strongest man in battle mode. No monster has heard it and lived. And he's like picks up his hat here. And he's like, I'm busy. Would you move, please? Did you just annoy King? Sorry. Disperse, disperse. Can I get a handshake? So again, and so here we go. I don't think this is all drawn. I think this is using a program here. There's a bit of mix between digital and non-digital. So he's buying some stuff. They say, please come again. And it says here, the sign says video games Pazoo. So that's what this says here. And so he bought a game. That's what he did. He went and bought a video game. And he's like, I bought it. The limited edition release of the new romance simulation game Heartthrob Sisters. So, and of course, that's what the title says. The tension is building. Until I get home, the anticipation will be unbearable. So he's a gamer, but not a gamer of like action games and stuff. And he's like, I'll go straight home and play. And then he kind of smiles here as he goes. And so this is, of course, the classifications if you're familiar. So he's a class S, which is the highest class of heroes that you can get. So S. And he's the 7th rank of the class S heroes. And so, of course, his name is King. So, and so here we have the One Punch Man here, and then of course Saitama here, and in all black, so in silhouette here. And Jenna says, "Master, I think that is King." And the One Punch Man, whose name is Saitama, goes, "Who?" So, he was at the Class S meetings, and so here they were getting some stuff. He claims your place as the strongest man in the world. What is he doing here? Asked Genis here. So Genis is like a cyborg, so half human, half machine. And so here we go. Again, I think this is a program being used. And so someone's screaming here, and King kind of noticing here, a monster. Oh, my child's in danger. So, and Jenna says, a monster, master, we should. And then, uh, no. And here, Janice is kind of looking out. This is a good opportunity to see King's ability. Let us watch. And King is just, he hears it, but he keeps walking. And suddenly, there's a rumble underneath it. You see the ground breaking. And so these books read quickly, even though there's a lot of pages. Like I said, there's really not a lot to read. Um, and so here comes this um, creature or robot. Looks armored, heavily armored here. So King just kind of looks up. I am G4, a machine god the organization made. You are king, the strongest hero. I will obliterate you. And this guy here, that's king over there. Um, I think down and then here. I don't know, but they're all cheering for him. And King's like organization, and you know that I am king, a class S rank 7 hero, and the strongest man on earth. And so he takes out um, his sword. This is a cool looking creature here. And he's like, I said I came to kill you. And um, so yeah, this would be the sword here. I guess he's striking it down. But um, you can see it knocks off his hat, but he doesn't hit him. So this is a test on my combat AI. I cannot gather information if I catch you off guard. So fight at full strength. So is this an artificially intelligent robot? What organization is he talking about? I don't understand. So these are kind of his thoughts here. So um, unlike balloons of thoughts, it just kind of just coming around here. And the robot and that robot creature says, "Fine, but first let me use the John," meaning the bathroom here. Um, so sorry. King says that. Let me use the bathroom. When nature calls, I fight at half strength. That wouldn't be good for your data. And so the robot says, I will wait 10 minutes. Each minute you're late, I kill 10 people. If you run, this town is finished. So this is awesome here. Um, and Saitama goes, that monster seems tough. And Jenna says, I detect powerful energy. It is a robot. So, and it is strong. It may be it may be higher performance than I, whom the genius scientist for justice, Professor Kuseno, modified. I estimate at least a threat level demon. So, these threat levels, and feel free to use it. Go to the fan site. It kind of tells you. It'll be explained later. What it's already been explained. Um, there's tiger, demon, and then there's dragon. So how will King fight it? And so King's in the bathroom, and he's just cowering here, and he it wants to kill me, and he kind of laughs a little bit, and so here it tells you what the signs are, of course, but and he is sweating here, so he's afraid here. Um, we'll see as we go through kind of why he's scared, and he's like, how could this happen? Scared. I'm so scared. So, and he's like, I'm not strong. I'm a 29-year-old unemployed antisocial otaku loser. The King Engine, are they stupid? I'm cowardly enough for two, no, dozens of people. So, um, I get so scared my heartbeat is audible. I ran into a threat level demon or dragon monster and someone beat it while my eyes were closed. And by chance that happened 5 times. That's all. The Hero Association praised my deeds and said I was the strongest hero and sent a Class S certificate all on its own. So I like that. So it's my fault for not denying it, but now I'm in a jam and he's like clutching his so he is one of the highest ranked heroes and you're going to just love how he continues. This series is so good. And here he's breathing. He's like, "Oh man, I want to quit being a hero. I don't want to die. My name won't intimidate a robot." And look at him ready to puke here. My heart's going to burst and he's the looking at his watch here, and so um, I love the foreshortening here. So and he's like, "What's that sound? It's begun 10 people for every minute. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry." And so we're it says here, wherever people are in trouble, he dashingly appears and vanquishes evil with a single blow. Then he lives without even proclaiming his name. He is known as the strongest hero. His name is King. And so, look at him. Just, just, that's awesome. So many people will die, he says. So, and he's just like, crap, you know. It mentioned gathering my combat data, but I don't get it. Think of a way to handle this. And he's like, gets an idea here. Aha. No, it's hopeless. He'd just kill me. So then the idea is all gone here. It's 2 minutes on foot from here to that robot. Can I run away? He says. And so all of a sudden there's a big explosion here. And King is running here. And he's hiding. He's like, "I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry," as he runs away. But then you see this big bash. And it's Genos here. And Saitama's just kind of there. And Genos broke the guy's sword. And uses this cybernetic punch here. Look at that. The art is incredible. Here's another double page spread. Just look at this. Just wow. This is such I like I said, I absolutely love this title here. So it is absolutely one of my most favorites. So he knocks down the robot here and Saitama says, "Was that a rocket punch?" And he kind of goes, "Oh, that's a cool idea. It's a cool name." So here comes the robot again. As I mentioned, there's not much of a plot. There's not a lot of words, but there is some kick-ass art here. So the robot kind of lands on Genos, and Saitama asks him if he needs help, as Genos kind of pulls him up here and says, um, and he says, "Your assignment for me is to reach Class S top 10." And if you go back into uh, the playlist, you'll see why he follows Genos, or why Genos follows Saitama here. And anyway, Genos says, "And this is the perfect opportunity." And so here he goes. Just, "I must defeat it on my own," says Genos. "Oh, don't lose then." And so um, Saitama walks away as people are going narrating kind of what's happening here, and they're saying possible escalation to threat level demon. Oopsie, sorry. So we've got this. This is what I mean. I'm pretty sure he's not drawing all this. He's probably using some kind of program here. And so King went back to his apartment. "That robot will haunt my dreams. I made it home safe." And he's like, "Huff, huff, huff." So, and he looks at his video game console here and says, "I will play the video game to forget." They put a lot into the opening for the Heartthrob Sisters. I'm so excited. And romance games are my oasis. So, and he's critiquing the game here. And so Saitama goes and he actually goes into the apartment and It just says, just King. No, not a hero name. If someone saw them call me Big Boy King, I would die from. And suddenly he's like, huh? Saitama just walked in. So he's like, uh, what's this guy doing here? And so your window was open. And King says, this is the 22nd floor. And then he's like, you can't just come here uninvited. Do you know I'm a Class S hero? Yeah, you're King, right? And so, um, he's like, guess. He's that Class B hero who was at the Class S meeting. And so, I'm surprised you play games like this, says Saitama. Hey, big boy, choose a name. And then King just, he's sort of embarrassed, sort of. And he's like, what's this game? It looks fun. And he's like, no, please, no. That's an action game. Robots and stuff? Yes, yes. So, of course, it isn't. And King's like, I love action game. That's what I thought this game was, but it's a romance game. I bought the wrong one as he slams it. But it says Heartthrob Sisters. Really? I thought it said Wrathful Shooters. They tricked me. I'll throw it away. So he's a bit embarrassed here. Better cut the power. Wouldn't want to waste electricity. I'm 29, but accidentally bought a romance game. How embarrassing. Ha ha ha. Let's play the other one. Good idea. That's the better one. So he's like, huh? You want to play that? And Saitama says, can't I? You've got time, right? No, well. And then he's like, he's only a Class B, but he's being pushy and way too casual. What's he even doing here? He thinks. So he's not saying these out loud. So of course here comes the robot still fighting Janus here, and so here we go. So see what I mean? It's sort of a quick read. I'm probably going slower than I should, but I want you guys to be able to see this beautiful art here. And so here's a look at this. Incinerate. Look at that. Such good stuff here. So Janus jumps up. You can see him make a couple things, and then he lands here. And then look at this. And here's the melting robot thing here. I melted your internal structures so you can't move anymore. Your big body was your downfall, he says here. And so it's trying to walk, but of course it can't here as Janus watches it. And so here we go. And so there's the a smaller one. He's like, the pilot or its real form, he wonders here. And so you can see he starts attacking, and then Janus is like, everybody get away here. And look at this. That is cool. Man, oh man. How, if you love comic books, I know it's not everybody, American comics, and mostly that's what my channel is for, but you gotta appreciate the manga, especially the good one. And this is, I think, just such a, for action junkies, it's really best. So, and so Saitama's like, you're good at video games. Yeah, I won a lot of action game tournaments in the past. How long is he gonna stay, he thinks. You're strong in real life and take first place in games too, he says. And then Saitama's like, why did you run away earlier? Right now, Janus is fighting in your place. Saitama asks him, and he's like, uh-oh. And he spits out his drink here. You're a super strong Class S hero, right? Why did you run away from that robot monster? So, I came to ask you that, and he starts sweating here. You play video games, so you don't want to take on these monsters? Are you so strong that you got bored of fighting? He's asking, kind of, what are you thinking? Please, he's like, tell me. And suddenly there's this emergency warning about a giant bird, threat level demon, and it's like, another warning. There's a lot these days. So What are you gonna do? I'm leaving. And he's like, you're not going? I'll come again later. Says Saitama here. So King is just gonna ignore him. And there's the bird here. And look at this. Look at this art, people. Oh my goodness gracious. Look at this freaking art. Oh my goodness gracious. And so look at it. And Saitama uh, puts his hand there. He's like, "Whoa! It flew straight into your place." It's like it's like you attract monsters. And he's like, "I know. I've always been unlucky, but it's been getting worse. So, is it my punishment for my lies? Well, now what?" He thinks. It's in your house. You gotta fight, right? And he's like, "Please, God, forgive me." He thinks here. And that's of course his heartbeat here, and suddenly you see these shootings here, and so here comes oh it oh my goodness, not coming here, but Genesis is still fighting that robot thing here. So from here, and I would say here, and then here, and so I have to stop those lasers, says Saitama. See, look at all these action poses. Such a good stuff here. So, alright. Come down. I only want a king. It was foolish and a waste of time to worry about bystanders. So, and here comes Genos. You know, and it's so random. That's the thing about this it's just heroes, but the story's eventually going to coalesce a little bit better. But the first couple of books, it's just been a lot of uh, random villains, random creatures here. So, all right. So, you see here, grabbed by that whip here. And you see this Avri here, probably pulling him in, most likely. And he's like, "How dare you? This will never. Do not bother. Moisture disperses light." And so, "You want king, but I know someone stronger. And I'm stronger than you." So, um, little creature here realizes that. Look at this. Oh, so beautiful. And so now we got kind of like a bonus. So these things sort of appear um, out of. Um, these were released um, in Japan, because sometimes they couldn't get a whole story. There'd be like a little thing where at least it would show up until the next cycle, because with all that detail and sometimes all that stuff, they just couldn't make it. So um, this little girl, "A giant bird has appeared. Do not go outside. Papa, I'm scared." And so you can see this. "We'll close the curtains and shut off the lights. Don't worry. Birds fly at reflections." So, look, and Saitama's there. And it's still going after King. So, it was a one-page bonus. And now chapter 39 here. So, kind of like a cover per se, you could say here. So there's King here. So that one time, and that time, and that time, and that time, and that time. So these are all the encounters that he sort of had. "I was a helpless victim. Here's Saitama taking care of it. I ran away and someone defeated them." Look at that. That's awesome. And sorry, "I whiled away the time and the money rolled in, and everyone misunderstood and supported me. I was merely present, but they think I beat the monsters. I've never even been in a fight," says King. So, King, they name me that to suggest heroism and overwhelming strength, but what a joke. It's all a mistake. I'm nothing but lies. in his heart's. I'm not the king they admire, but he must exist somewhere. I have to say it now. If I don't say it now, I'll die. The truth is, he says, and so here's this creature here, kind of screaming here. Beautiful art, like I said, and look at this. Saitama's he's a very cool character. I like him here. And what was that sound? The guy is Class B. Did it eat him? That was a threat level demon. Why didn't he run? And he's like, because I was here. I'm sorry. I didn't have the strength to protect you, and I was too slow to speak up. Forgive me. And so, is it true that your strength in Saitama is still there, as Saitama got rid of him, and battle history are false? And so, you can see the feathers. And he knocked out the bird. He's like, what? And Saitama's there. Did you pee your pants? And King is like, what the heck? So he beat it, and he's like, are you okay? He's just, and here comes another one here. All these are the threat level tigers, like I said, threat level demons. So, and this is how he got the, those scars on his head. So this thing here clawed him, and so here's someone that beat the monster for him, and it was Saitama back when he had hair. Or he's like, so this is Saitama. He eventually he loses his hair, but he was the one who's always been there. So that's awesome here. So it's a good revelation. I haven't read these in forever, so and look at him kind of crying the snot. This is just such good stuff. It's really good storytelling. Yes, I know it's not like a verbose. There's not a verbosity, but again, look at this beautiful. And so, is it fun being a hero who lies and cringes in fear? And King is like, no. Well, it's none of my business, so I won't lecture. And he's like, but I benefited from your deeds. And Saitama says, this isn't about that. You're everyone's hero. No, people believe you're the strongest, says Saitama. And Saitama says, will you keep lying or quit being a hero? He's like, I don't know. Why don't you get strong? He's like, what? Anyway, he says, I'm going. Bye. So, wait, aren't you angry? You worked hard to be a hero, but and he's like, I'll come again sometime, as he jumps down to play video games. Yeah, sure. And so Saitama has been the one he's defeated all the heroes that King gets credit for, because Saitama doesn't. So, and so here we go with the last chapter on the book here. So, Professor Guseno. These parts are from a robot named G4. It was incredibly powerful and intelligent, says Genos. But, they are damaged, but use anything on me that you can. I want to be stronger, says Genos. And so he drops this off. And the professor says, these parts, where did you get them, Genos? Very well, I'll do it. You have room to grow stronger, says the professor. So you became a cyborg to fight for justice, but don't push yourself too hard. And Genos says, no, it is necessary. I want to be in Class S top 10. And the professor says, I thought you would say that. Your master assigned you a reckless task. You mentioned him a lot, so I want to meet him. Bring him here. To the laboratory? Is that all right? Asked Genos. More importantly, Genos, have you found any leads to the cyborg that destroyed your home? And he's like, the professor's like, "You've been focusing on your hero activities." And he says, "I've been unable to track it." And he says, "I see." So, whatever happens, I will find that cyborg and destroy it with my own hands. So, even after finding a master and becoming a hero, his hatred does not fade. Janice, I'm worried. I've pursued that cyborg longer than you, and I know how dangerous it is. If you find it, do not be rash. Instead, report it to me. You are calm and intelligent, but youth can invite disaster. Do not fight it alone, says the doctor, or the professor. He says, Professor Xeno, I understand this is our fight. The cyborg has taken many lives. We will not let it live. So now we're going to the Hero Association, kind of like the head honcho here, Sitch. And so the leader of the Earth is in danger. Prophecy Emergency Measures Team. I never imagined you would come. I'm deeply grateful that denizens of the underworld would answer my call. So many of you have a high bounty on your head, so he called in the villains. Yet you came without hesitation to the Hero Association headquarters in the faith that we would not apprehend you. So, I assure you, this is not about your criminal histories or illicit activities. This isn't a trap, so please listen. Do not mind the heroes present as bodyguards. Yeah, and so they won't act unless necessary, he says here. And so of course some of the villains are doing talking villainous thing here. So this is another heavy tank loincloth here, class A, rank 5. So he's also class A is below S. So I think it's DC. So it's D is the lowest. I'll go by high to low. So it's S, A, B, C, and D. I believe there could be no D, maybe C is, but it sort of goes like that. But S is the highest here, so he's below. So and the Hero Association kind of does all these rankings here. So, and so more of these hero names: Magic Man, Blue Fire, and so he's basically saying no one here is going to start any trouble with all these heroes. And so he says, let us begin. And it says here, the sign behind them says, Earth is in danger, prophecy emergency. So please look at the documents provided, says the leader. And then all of a sudden, wait, where's the hero named Saitama? Doesn't he live in this facility? Who are you? Do you know a hero? Please wait until later. This is important. And so this is Sonic speaking. It says, he isn't here, then I'm leaving. Without listening to the presentation, I won't let you. And so Sonic says, level Tiger or higher disaster increasing this month. The rate is 6 times the last 3 years average. Are these omens of the danger foretold by the great seer Shibawa, or has it already become? And he's like, you didn't pass those, or I didn't pass those out. How did you? And he goes, if I'm strong, monsters and catastrophes keep arising, the heroes won't be able to keep up. The prophecy said the greatest disaster in the history will occur within 6 months, and clearly it hasn't passed. Even Class S heroes are already busy, but threats keep coming up, so you're short-handed. In other words, in the increasing intense fight to save humanity that lie ahead, you want help from the people, both good and bad, who know how to fight. Does that sum it up? And then Sonic says, well, I refuse. So the thought of playing hero with you losers nauseates me, he says. I'm leaving. And this guy's like, ugh. And then this other hero's like perturbed here. So is what he said is true? Asked this guy. You want this scum's help? Is that the Hero Association's decision? And he's like, yes, if humanity doesn't band together, it won't survive this. So here we go. There are 390 class C, so there's no a D. So 390 class C, 101 B, 38A, 17S here. And they clearly aren't enough. I shouldn't call uh I shouldn't call upon thieves and assassins, but many in the underworld possess a hero's strength. And I don't ask this for free. We'll pay for you defeating monsters. And this guy's here is kind of like, that's a waste of moolah. In a pinch, these numbnuts ain't worth spit. And this guy's like, watch it, old dude. Um, I done more killing than you, I bet. Want to try me? He says. And like a whop. I don't trust these slime bags. But considering the scale of the impending disasters, and this guy here, okay, sure, fine. The great prophecy is spot on, and the great seer sure does rock, and foresaw an unprecedented catastrophe, threat level God. He's gonna be someone important in the future. This guy here, um, and so like the old dude said, it's a waste. All of you here couldn't kill me. And this guy's like, all right, this guy's crazy. I'm Gato. I admire baddies, so I've trained hard and destroyed many a dojo. So, Gato, like I mentioned, is going to be important from here on out. I believe this is his first appearance. So, and I see a lot of prey here for drawing out my strength. And so, here we got the bonus manga. So, we are almost done here. And so, we've got Lost Cat. So, this is not related to the story. These bonus mangas are like self-contained stories. So they're not part of the larger story. They sort of, but not really. So I have an important job that only you can do, Mr. Saitama. And that's unusual. The association rarely relies on me, he says. But sure, I'll do it, as he slurps. I'll beat up monsters or whatever you got. And he says, he gives him this thing. Find them this missing cat. You've got time, right? And so here's Genos. Are you from the association? Yes. Mind if I sit? Since we're meeting outside, this must be a personal request. You're abusing your power, but I will hear you out, says Genos. For a new guy, that's quite an attitude. Oh well, he says. A creature I was secretly raising has escaped. I want you to destroy it. Do you mean a monster that a hero previously defeated? I'll worry about regretting it later, he says. And so, and I'll prepare appropriate compensation. You must begin looking right away. Will there be an evacuation warning? I will clear out residents under the pretense of investigating pollutants. This requires the utmost urgency, that dude says. So, oh man, it says here. This picture is no help. White and blue. Cats are everywhere. Oh, that's a shame. All these animals. You're mean. I drew the best I could. I'm going to tell my daddy. You'll get fired. So, it's the kid. Even worse, I'm babysitting. My Class B hero shouldn't complain, she says. Without me, you'd never recognize Torako. So I'm helping you find her, she says. No, I'm helping you, says Saitama. I don't care if you're the daughter of an association director. You sure are snooty. And he says, listen, I'm busy. I don't have to help you, he says. So, you don't have squat to do. Squat. Stop repeating yourself. Daddy said this is the perfect job for a Class B hero. And he's like, just keep talking. If you blow this off, I'll tell. Fine, I wouldn't mind getting fired. And he's like, huh? I do this for fun, says Saitama, which is true. Being free is easier, and he laughs. And then the kid starts crying. So he's like, "Oh, come on, don't cry. I'll find your cat. I've got time." So, and here comes Janus, and he hears this. He sees this blood, fresh. He follows it into that alley, kind of looking here. Sees these guys here, and Janus says, "Who are you?" And they recognize him. And she says, "I'm Class A Peachy Terry." And then this is Class A Heavy Kong. Like, you received a request to destroy a monstrous creature. And he says, "Did you find it?" "Yes, but we misjudged its strength, and it ended up like this." "It fled without devouring you?" asked Janus. "I believe it sensed your approach," they say. And here it is. Look at it, right behind threat level demon Grizz Meow. Gotta love those names. So, and so of course it meows, and they're like, "Oh, there it is." And so Janus or Saitama finds it. "There it is. Is that your cat? It has a collar." And she's like, "No." "Seriously?" he says. "Any idea where it might be?" And she's like, "Hmm." And so, um, this here says no entry here. "Hey, big bro." "Yeah, little bro." What do you suppose is going on in here?" And so, Tank Top Tiger, "Don't worry about it." And then this would be Tank Top Black Hole. So this one's a Class C, and this is a Class B. "Standing Lookout is a special mission worthy enough. It is a direct request from an association big shot, and we'll get part-time wages. But we aren't part-timers. We're hero." And they're like, "It's him. What are you doing here? This area is off limits." And Saitama says, "Why?" "Why? I don't know why. Anyway, only heroes on a special mission get in. And this ain't for Class C and Class B heroes." And Saitama says, "What kind of a special mission?" And again, they say, "I don't know. But only guys selected by a big shot in the Hero Association may pass." And Saitama goes, "Oh, that's me." And so, is a missing pet really so important? Of course, Tarago hasn't come home since last night. It's important. They even sealed off the area. I don't understand rich folk. Of course, we'll see here. "Shut up and do your job," the kid says. And so they see this cat running around. "Doesn't your cat have and suddenly you can see here through the wall here, and Janus comes through, crashing down. So, "Master Saitama, did you receive the same request?" And he's like, "Hey, what you up to?" He goes, "I'm in a battle, and it is stronger than expected, but it is wounded. Leave this to me." "Doesn't your cat have a blue collar?" "Uh-huh, I thought so." Um, "Don't know what you're fighting, but good luck." And so, sometimes I don't get that guy. I think I saw a cat with a blue collar. That must have been her. Let's grab her and go. So, oh my gosh. So, here we go. This is another Class A Lightning Genji. So, here we go. I just love the art so much. A lot of action. Oh, it's so cool here. You can see the lightning and the hitting. It's just so. Look at this. Oh, this one's Stinger. And so all these heroes are fighting this creature here, which I think is her cat. I haven't read these in forever, so you'll have to apologize. I have to apologize. But I'm reading them for the first time with you guys here. So, um, gosh, I think, oh my gosh, these came out forever ago. So, they came out. What year did these things come out? You know, it's hard to believe. This thing I think came out in 2012. This series. So, obviously this volume came out after that, but man, oh man, I this series has just gotten better. Anyway, good thing all the residents are, and then all of a sudden he screams, and then they see the child, which is of course the one Saitama had. So she's trying to find the cat here, and she's like, "Come here, Torako. Why are you running?" And then she's caught here, and this guy's goes, "Good, we have the child. Don't stop, run." Of course, she's got a mouse here, and meow with these two little ones, and then of course here comes the cat monster here, and she's like, "Oh crap." And then Saitama shows up here. Well, she hisses a bit, I love that here. Oh, and Saitama, this thing's going at it, but of course it's Saitama, and he figures out, oh, you had a litter, so she's a mom. She was bringing them food, and so picks up the cat here, and here comes the monster, and of course one punch. So, and splat all over it, and the little girl is so happy, and she's gonna take the kittens with her. Um, why was this a job only I could do? Wonders Saitama. It was harder than beating up monsters. And so, hey, Genis, I may not be cut out to be a professional hero, he says, but you beat that monster. I don't know anything about that. Everyone has their own role to play, don't you think so? And so he's like, I only recently advanced from class C to class, and of course he was about to do B, but the mom scratched him, and she's like, ah, and he's like, I'm gonna kill you. And so, what a great, this is such great cartooning here, and so here we go. And so this is the second bonus manga now called Lobster here. Again, kind of like a cover here. And it's really like a shrimp. I don't think it's lobster exactly what it is, but this is where Bang has his dojo here. I don't need much. I only have one disciple left. I told you. Did you forget? One of my disciples went wild, and yeah, that's right. Well, it's already here, so take care of your health, okay? So, all right. As you can see, my older brother sent me more Japanese spiny lobster than I can eat. Yeah, I guess we could help you eat it. Those are expensive, he's thinking here. So again, thought balloons here. And so, good, thank you for coming. I thought you wanted something important. Master Saitama is busy. Find someone else to eat your leftovers. And Saitama's like, hey, shut up, Genos. So, no, we must not give the impression that he can buy you with food. Listen, Genos, people must help each other out. We can have a meal with a lonely old man. So, and he's like, oh, I have to write that down. So, anyway, there's a lot. Maybe we should have a hot pot. It sounds like Chiranko is coming back from shopping, and he's like, I bought the veggies, and then he's like, why am I here? Hot pot is more fun with more people, and we're gonna help you eat. And this guy's like, impotent punk. Master Bank's still trying to enroll them. So, here they are cooking here. And he says, Master Bang, I overheard in town that the dojos have been a target of attack. And Bang just kind of goes, And several have suffered damage. The culprits must be pretty tough, he says. And so Garanko says, they might strike here next to make a name for themselves. And the Saitama says, hey, did you get Napa cabbage? So, and he's like, I'm talking about something serious. And he's like, so you didn't? There's plenty of other vegetables. Oh, hot pot without Napa cabbage? Huh? Are you complaining? Listen, you, what is the big idea of a hot pot without Napa cabbage? So, Genis, of course, is the pupil of Saitama, which I think is just funny as heck. So, and the poor guy just got yelled at. He's like, it's okay, Genis, I'll survive. Forgive him. but he does not look repentant. What's with you two? He says. This is Master Bang's dojo. Oh, I just find that hilarious here. This is such a great book. I, I'm gonna go back to it monthly, and just covering it. So, is this how you treat his guests? Uh, and he's like, let's just take this out up front. And Bang just looks on. You rude piece of junk. Fine, I will incinerate you and add your cinders to the hot pot. So I'll go buy Napa cabbage. After all, I invited you. Chiranko, get along with our guests. And so I inconvenience Master Bang, he says. We should cut the other ingredients. How do we toss these guys in whole? And so they're still wiggling. Should we prepare for four? Do cyborgs eat? The professor gave me a sense of taste. My body turns organic intake into biofuel. A machine that can eat. Very cool. So, Professor Kusenko ensured I could live like a human. So, alright. We're basically ready. We should start heating it. So, we're coming in. All of a sudden you see this wham. And so, who are these guys? Hey, take off your shoes. And so, of course, these are the people who they were talking about here. And so they're going to crash into the dojo to make a name for themselves. Of course, they're sitting there going to eat. And they're like, hot pot. And so the bad roads are a rough bunch. Are they the ones destroying dojos? He thinks. Master Bang is out, but you won't defeat this dojo, sorry. And he's like, oh, I admire your spirit. So are you gonna fight me? You can represent your school. And he's like, well, I'm outnumbered, so enough talk. And so here he comes. And he blocks himself and he's like, hey, you're heroes, aren't you? Stop watching. And so they're still cooking and getting ready. And they're like, they're not even watching, they're eating. And he just kicks him here. And he's gonna go into the hot pot. And look at Saitama catching him. And he's like, are you okay? Yeah, but they're pretty strong. So, are you just gonna keep eating, huh? You must be confident, they say. So, Japanese spiny lobster. That's too luxurious for martial artists, so I'm gonna stomp it. And so, Janus, of course, protects the food here. And he's like, oh, you want to fight me? Bring it. And he stops him, and then he pushes him back. And he's like, the dojo, because he's wrecking it. Good job, Janus. Their offense is unpardonable. Defending dojos is not ordinarily a hero's job, but you guys just crossed the line. And so out they go, and look at that. He just fights with chopsticks. That is so cool. Look at that. So kicks them all out here. What happened to my dojo? And Master Bang has come through. Black uniforms. Did you do this? Well, it was actually these guys who you bought cabbage. Nice job, he says. You picked the fight, no? Sorry. So, and he kicks him out here. And so they find Garo here, who is he is such a badass. Goodness gracious. So he here he goes, I'm a villain. When they're like, he's gonna be very cool. So alright. And then like a little small bonus here. And of course this is the guy from the very beginning of the tale here. And so we're just gonna, like I said, it's not really a big story, but then here's the end. So these are kind of just like pinups here. And so then this is how the last page would be. So all right, so the One Punch Man Volume 8. Like and subscribe. I do thank you for listening. Goodbye.